Well, it's breaking news. Despite the fact that he's spending millions of dollars of his campaign money, not on running for re-election as governor of California, but Governor Dippity-Doo has been traveling to other states, been running ads in other states, been active on Twitter and other social media platforms to criticize anything he can think of concerning the likes of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis or Texas Governor Greg Abbott or Trump or anyone else. So he goes to Texas. He sits down with something called the Texas Tribune. They had a festival. That must have been exciting. A newspaper festival. And he announced he's not running for president. Not in 24 and not in 28. Anybody skeptical? No? And he's been humbled by the recall.
Complete disbelief.
He was humbled by last year's recall.
He was not. He's a liar. He's a posturer.
He found it sobering, one of his great words.
He's a fake, a phony, and a fraud.
Well, here is the audio.
Are you considering running for president in 2024 or 2028? Not even considering?
No, not at all. And I thank you. I'm glad you're applauding no. No, and no. I've said it in French, Italian. I don't know German. I mean, I cannot say it enough. But thank you. It's humbling. It is sweet. It's a nice thing to be asked. I mean it. And I never trust politicians, so I get why you keep asking. I don't. When they say this, you always roll your eyes, and invariably they end up doing the opposite. So I get it. I get the cynicism.
Do you think you're getting more done, and you ultimately would get done more done as the governor of California?
I'm proud. Hey, California.
He's drunk.
I mean, what a gift.
Maybe.
I mean, 40 million Americans strong, and we talk about laboratories of democracy, and we're able to scale ideas that have impact all across this country, around the world. I'm very proud of that privilege, and I don't take it for granted one day. As I said, I was almost recalled last year. They went after me hard. And that's sobering. That wakes you up, how vulnerable, how fast this is, and how people come and go, and, people cut you off. And so, that's not just my focus, because I hear when people say that. That's my passion, and that's where my action lies.
So when I see you in Iowa in 2023, I will play this for you.
New Hampshire, South Carolina. I mean, where? What else?
Yeah, he's aware of the list.
Yeah. Isn't it? He reeled those states off real fast there. Can we count how many no's he said at the beginning? Could you play that at the beginning?
She didn't finish asking the full question. He was like, no.
He's really jumping all over this.
Are you considering running for president in 2024 or 2028? Not even considering?
No, not at all. And I thank you. I'm glad you're applauding
no. Sounded like three no's and a not at all?
No, and no. I've said it in French, Italian. I don't know German.
So think about this, too, that part in his statement where he doesn't trust politicians. Wow. He was describing every phony piece of crap that he's about, trying to say, oh, yeah, I know. They always lie. They don't tell you the truth. What are you doing right now with your comment that you're not running? Of course he's positioning himself. This is absurd.
Who runs ads in Florida? Who takes on a Texas and Florida governor if they're not running nationally?
There's no reason.
Or is he bored?
Well, he does. He has a campaign war chest he doesn't need. He's going to coast a re-election this year, so he's kind of bored and looking to spend the money on something. And if you asked him about that, he would say, it's because I principally believe we need to oppose these policies, and I will do what I can on the national stage. But no, not at all, no. No.
He put 40,000 businesses out of business, closed the schools for a year and a half, and now you have millions of students with permanent educational damage. Brain damage, really. Their brains will never catch up to where they should be in terms of retaining information, of learning. They're permanently damaged by Gavin Newsom's policies. Highest taxes. We're out of energy, out of water. I mean, it is such a colossal failure. Crime, incredibly high. Homelessness, more than half the homeless in the whole country are in California. So just go through that again. Crime's a disaster. Homelessness a disaster. Price of gas is a disaster. It's $6.29 in my neighborhood. The shortage of energy, shortage of water. That's 5 things right there. Schools a disaster. Business climate a disaster. 40,000 businesses closed. That is 7 major categories. Disaster. Not just struggling. Disaster. Bottom of the listing nationally. And he's running for re-election, and he's ahead by 27 points in the polls over somebody no one's ever heard of.
He also denied running in 2028, unless that slipped past him, because she asked both. I mean, that's even if Biden runs and wins, that's wide open. Not running then either. So his political life is done. We're supposed to believe that from this cocky, arrogant buffoon? You can see, you're right, he was very, I wouldn't use the word flippant, but his style there was a little strange.
He's not, when he has to speak casually and he's not using his techno jargon, his mind wanders all over the place. And it's these short little bursts of words. It's not a coherent thought. And it's completely, that's why I know that techno jargon is an affectation. It's what he uses to cover the fact that he's not really bright. He can't think quickly on his feet. And it's hard for him to focus. He's got dyslexia. Maybe he's also got some other challenges in his brain.
Laboratories of democracy?
What does that mean? He falls on these weird cliches.
We're able to scale ideas that have impact all across the country and around the world.
Go back.
Well, not really. Nobody's following you guys on climate change.
Yeah, go back to the 7 categories you have failed badly in.
Take a look the next time you drive past a gas station, and then take a look at a gas station in another state. You'll understand why they're not following us. Nobody's spending what's going to be soon $6 a gallon on gasoline in the U.S. Nobody's following us.
No,
they're not levying all these extra taxes on gasoline.
He owes his entire life to his hair and his jawline. If he was a short, fat, bald guy, there'd be no Governor Gavin Newsom. It's his hair and his jawline. Women love him because he's handsome. He's pretty. What was that? I see comments about him all the time online. Governor McDreamboat. Governor McDreamy.
He said about the recall, how vulnerable, how fast this is, how people come and go, and, people cut you off. I wonder what the detail of that story was.
Yeah, well,
some of the dopey Democratic political insiders cut him off over the French Laundry and the recall.
Well, his father and mother-in-law moved to Florida and donated money to Ron DeSantis.
DeSantis, yeah. So, I think they voted for DeSantis.
Yeah, well, because they know he's a dud. They've had to live with him for years now, right? He comes over for the holidays. He comes over with the grandkids. And imagine his dad has to sit and listen to this prattle, this nonsense. Finally, he and the wife said, we're getting the hell out of here. Son-in-law's destroying the state.
All right, Johnny Kent Show, KFI AM 640, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. Well, later.